How's it going, everybody? Cable Guy Ken here with you this morning. I want to do a quick review and a few other things, provide my batteries hold out. I got a package from Pat Smith the other day. A lot of you know him on Dave's Facebook page. He sent me his instant fire kit. Came with a little instruction card as well. It's got little instructions on the back and some information. It's got his email address and all on it. I'll give you that in the comments down below so you can get in touch with him. He's got it labeled. This would be, I'm assuming this is like a glycerin. This is probably the potassium permanganate. But he's got the powder is in the tube with the black. The glycerin is in the one with the clear top. That way you can keep them separate. He sells these for, I think he said $9.95 for the 2 bottles. And there's plenty in here, as you'll see, to start many fires. It is, I know y'all can probably see my breath. It's like 19 degrees outside right now. I'm going to get me a little fire going right here. Get my camera moved around so you can see what I'm doing. So y'all excuse my bumping here. Alright, get my camera moved here. I'm going to get me a little fire going, see if I can't get me a little cup of cocoa going while I do the rest of my little videos. Alright, I'm going to get just a thin piece of birch bark here. I'll get me a couple of little pieces of birch bark here. Lay them down to give me a bed. And I'm just going to take a cotton ball here, mainly so y'all can see the powder when I pour it out. So this is about 19 degrees. This, you know, for South Carolina, it's pretty chilly. Ain't that bad though. Alright. Now we're going to get a little bit of the black powder. And I'm just going to put a good little pile right there. Now I've got all my tinder and all that ready to go. And put a few drops of this on it. And go ahead and get me some birch bark on there. Hey, baby. No, baby. It's alright. Do what? Okay, baby. Love you. Alright, love you. Sorry about that, y'all. My wife don't get but so many breaks, so I got to answer whenever she calls. You can see the powder went right up. I just put me a little birch bark on there just to give it a little bit longer burn time, because it doesn't burn real long. It's a really intense, quick flame. I'm just getting me a few pieces of wood on here to try to get my little fire going. So it's 19 degrees, frost on everything this morning. Get my little cocoa powder here. Yeah, I know I'm out here talking about it's 19 degrees and I'm still in short sleeves and flip-flops, but it's all the nature of the beast. I don't really pay no attention to the cold until I start getting really chilled. Then it bothers me a little bit. Don't like to waste nothing, so I'm gonna throw this bark on there. It's gonna make it smoke a little bit, but it'll be alright. I'm gonna go ahead and set my cup over here in the corner. I said we try not to waste anything. That little bit of radiant heat coming off of the fire while it's building still gonna warm that water up there. Got it in my little Vargo mug. Usually I use it with my alcohol stove, but we ain't cooking with alcohol this morning. We cooking with what Mother Nature intended. I know it looks like I'm kind of smothering the fire a little bit, but there's plenty of room up under the grate there to get plenty of airflow into it, so I don't have to worry about it, you know, getting too cold. And I know the handles are over there in the fire, but I got a bandana to pull it out once I'm ready to stir my cocoa up. Just show you, I got it about 3/4 of the way full, up to about right there with water, so I can get to them a little bit easier there. I'll let that go for a second, and I'll show you what I got going on with the hand drill deal, the discs that I was talking about there. Let me get my camera repositioned. Alright guys, I got another one of these discs cut out. You can see I cut it on a bias at a little bit of an angle. I've got me a hole pre-seated right here. I'm going to go ahead and try to get me a little burn on it, just a little bit, not much, but just enough that I know my spindle's set good. Alrighty. Got us a good little pile of black and some smoke going. So what I'm going to do is I had talked about maybe the idea of if we used a small saw to cut that notch, maybe it would do it a little bit easier for us. Of course, the trick's going to be getting it cut on this little piece of wood here. That ain't working as good as I thought it would, so let's try just using the thinner blade. There we go. That works a lot better, just using a thin blade. You can really get in there and get your notch in without worrying about splitting the wood. So there's my notch. Y'all excuse me. Throw a little bit more wood on my fire here. Now I'm just going to put a little tiny leaf up under there and see if it'll collect the coal. Make that notch a little bit further back. It ain't quite as far as I like it to be. There we go. That way we might get a little coal with it. I ain't gonna start a fire, obviously I've got one, but tell you another thing about the hand drill that I've noticed. If you're really cold doing your ferro rod and, you know, having the dexterity to do some of those things goes out the window. But the hand drill, you're generating enough body warmth to, just set my foot on there to keep it stable here. You're generating some body warmth by using those muscles and getting the blood pumping. Of course, you'd be sitting down doing this anyway. I just got it up here so y'all can see good. And I flipped it again. You really need to be sitting down to do this good, y'all. I mean, proper technique, and you'd have something laying on this. I'll work on it again after I get done with my other quart today. Maybe do another video on it. But the idea, obviously it'll work. I mean, it's just a little bit cold out here right now, and I'm just getting up good. But the idea behind it'll work. You can definitely get you a little coal and get you going that way. Let's check my little fire out here. I was out collecting wood the other day, and I come across a birch tree, my river birch that I like to use, that had a few good tender funguses on it. They weren't the kind that, you know, take a spark. They were white funguses, but they had eat the wood up to where, I mean, it's soft. I mean, it's softer than balsa wood. But even though it won't take a spark, you get it burning, and look at that. Good little way to carry a coal around with you, get you a piece of this, and you got to keep it moving. You got to keep air going to it, obviously, but it'll sit there and smolder all day long. So good coal extender. Like I said, it won't take a spark from a ferro rod. I don't know, maybe if I put it in the house and let it dry up a good bit, it might. But definitely a good way to carry your coal with you. So you got a, you know, hour-long walk to your next spot. You can get you a good piece of it and get you a spot burning on it before you break camp, and you can keep it going. Yeah, my water's heating up pretty good. I'll put the information down here in the bottom on these little products here. His name is Oodamn Products. That's what his company name is. Like I said, it's instant fire. You get the 2 little bottles here for $9.95 plus shipping and handling. So around, just say around $14–15 total. For just about anywhere in the United States. Now, I don't know about overseas in Canada. You'd have to contact him about that. And like I said, it comes with a little card with your instructions on the back. It says, warning, keep this product away from animals and children, avoid contact with eyes and inhalation. Only use outdoors in well ventilated areas. I'm going to tell you, it stinks when it goes off, but it's just for a few seconds. Combination of these products will produce fire and should be handled with care by adults only. And it tells you to use instant fire, dispense powder in a small pile on a leaf, cotton ball, or fire tinder. Apply 3 to 4 drops of liquid to powder and wait about 10 seconds. Flame will not last long, so have plenty of dry tinder ready. And that's just common sense. Even if you were, you know, using your ferro rod or anything else, you want to make sure that you got plenty of tinder and stuff going. Like I said, I keep my little bag that I made, my little homemade haversack. I keep some birch bark down in the bottom of it, and I mean, this stuff, it goes up like it's got kerosene in it. You don't really need, you know, mire dust or anything with it, because it just goes up. Get my cup here, get me some cocoa. Let my little fire be burning. Yeah, 19